to dream on an earthly night hangs upon a caressing.
Hi, it's Ladyarie again. I'm here to discuss which is familiar and what they are for. A lot of people ask, what is a witch's familiar? A lot of people say a witch's familiar is the devil's messenger in animal form. I can tell you what a familiar is not, and it's not anything for evil. Animals are innocent. Animals are pure, and they do no harm unless they are threatened or I guess it falls in the same category as being threatened, mistreated, or taught wrongly by humans. Either way, they're no different from you and I. When a human feels threatened, their reaction is to fight back, same as an animal. So I'm going to tell you what a familiar is. Animals have many places in magic, from messengers to being spiritual guides, and one of the most popular familiars, which everybody knows for a witch to have, is a cat. I love cats. They're cute, and they all have their own personalities, which is quite interesting because they're something. The common misunderstanding about a witch's familiar is that it's always it's always about the black cat, and black cats are not much different than cats that you see on the streets or in other people's homes. They're just normal cats. They were just born all black, and a lot of people look at them as oh, they're bad luck. They're evil. They're a witch's cat. If you mess with that cat, you're gonna be cursed for life. And to be honest, they are actually very lovable, just like any other animal. A lot of people have dogs. A lot of witches have dogs as their familiars because dogs can protect you if somebody enters your home uninvited. If they feel threatened or if their family is threatened, of course they're going to fight back. And dogs are pretty strong; they can do a lot of damage. They're also, again, innocent and pure. In the wild, they are pack animals, so whenever you take a dog in your home, they see it as you're inviting them into their pack, or they're inviting them into your pack, which is fine. And dogs are very loyal. Cats are loyal to an extent. They do whatever they please. Familiars are actually very great companions to have in witchcraft. People see them as partners in crime. People also use their familiars to communicate with spirits because for cats are the guardians of the underworld. Cats are the guardians to the other side, and they contain a lot of power when you use a cat, which is probably the reason why the majority of witches have cats in the first place. Dogs can pretty much do the same, but they're more of watchers, guardians, the guardians of the land of the living, the man's best friend, basically. If you were going to hunt, they would hunt with you. They would sniff out the paths as to the animal that you want to hunt for food. As to cats cannot do that because cats, when they go hunting, they hunt for themselves. If they have kittens, then probably for kittens too. I'm not too sure about that. I've seen pretty selfish cats. When you work with witchcraft and a familiar, you always have to have your familiar's permission before you do any spells with it. And I know that sounds silly, and you're probably like, oh, is my cat going to answer back, or is my dog going to bark, and blah, blah, blah. It's more of a bonding. If you have that bond with your familiar, um, you'll automatically know what it wants when it'll tell you it's hungry, and you'll know it. It'll tell you it's scared, and you'll know it. It'll tell you that it's not feeling too good, and you'll know it because of that bond that you have between you and your familiar. Um, Communication is very important for between a witch and its familiar because without it, you simply can't really call him or her your familiar, and you can't really say that this is your partner in crime because whenever you do open a door to another realm and you don't have that bond with that animal, you can't ask it for permission because you'll be setting it up for something pretty much. You can probably do some harm to that animal or invite unwelcome spirits into your home. Um, and you just don't want to do that because it could either be a spirit or it could be a demon that you're inviting, and you'll never know because you don't have that bond with the cat or the dog that you work with. Other familiars, besides a cat, could be a bird or a snake, maybe a salamander, a guinea pig, a hamster, pretty much any animal that you choose to befriend and make, a part of your circle. There is no, the familiar rules are not really picky as to which animal you can work with. Basically, whatever animal you love and whatever animal you take care of into your household is a very, very good familiar, just as long as you have that strong bond. For me, I've had one of my cats for about 7 years, and about 2 years ago, he got another cat pregnant, and he ended up having four kittens with that cat. The other kittens are gone, and so is the mother because of issues that I had with my ex. But I still have his son, one of the kittens, Salem. um, Over there on my bed is my little black and white tuxedo cat. That is Bailey. He is the father. And the only way you're going to be able to see the other cat is if I shake this thing because he's addicted to it. Salem! There he is. And this one on my floor, where is he? That one is my little Salem. He's only 2 years old, and he's not yet ready to be a familiar just yet because he's so young. And hold on, you'll get your nip in a minute. Because he's so young, and I have a stronger bond with his father right now. Salem actually favors my boyfriend more than he favors me. So I'm working on that. He's a familiar in waiting. Let me just fix the camera. Wait, it's on the floor. Here, it's on the floor. Basically, there's no such thing as an evil familiar. If there is a witch who is doing evil and uses a familiar to do evil with it, um, there could be a lot of side effects. You could actually end up turning your animal against you because animal instincts are a lot stronger than ours. So if there's something mischievous in your household, and the animal does, you have no idea what's going on, your animal is going to sense it before you do, and chances are that animal will be so scared that they would end up running away from you, leaving you pretty much completely helpless as to what's going on. And a lot of time that really ends in possession. If you do not have a familiar yet, or if your familiar unfortunately has passed away, you can always take your first steps into getting a new familiar, or trying to replace your previous one. You don't really have to force it. You don't have to have one. I mean, granted, there are a lot of witches out there who are allergic to certain types of animals. So if you feel that you can't have a familiar because of an allergic reaction, try to find a creature that you like that you're not allergic to. Like I said, any animal works, because the common allergies for animals is mostly cats and dogs. So just don't forget there's other animals out there in the world. And if you don't have a familiar, a present in front of you, you could also use a spirit guide, a symbol of an animal that you love so much. Because there's a lot of places, if you're living in an apartment, you can't have pets. So you can always get a symbol of an animal that you like and use that to channel the other side as well in your animal magic. And basically, you can enter the astral plane by doing that instead. So either way, you don't really need a familiar. You don't have to have one, but it's nice to have one. And they're companions. There's no evil in it. You can also find out more about familiars by doing a little research. And don't forget the animals that you have in your home right now, or animals that you know in your past. Those witchcraft or not, they're all familiars because you have that family love and bond. So you can be either Christian, not Catholic, or well, yes, Catholic. You can be Christian or Wiccan. It doesn't matter. Every animal that is a companion to you, whether you be doing it for magic or not, is considered a companion, which is considered a familiar. So, black cats, if you have black cats, don't worry, they're not bad. And if you've seen a black cat, they're not bad either. Um, just don't step on his tail because I don't think he'd like that very much. So, oh, this video is way too long. You can email me if you have any questions. And, again, thank you for watching and many blessings to you. And have a great night.